Welcome, you guys. So good to have you. Glad to see your faces. Natasha, Larissa, Leah, Kelsey. I'm sure someone else will hop on because Javen said that her video wasn't working, so she was going to restart her computer. So that's amazing, Leah, that you change your mindset and all of a sudden business is coming to you. These coaches are coming to you. I love that I love the mindset and the positivity. It's incredible. Love it. So I'm excited to see where this is going to go, like over the next couple months or the first quarter or whatever it is. And in talking to you guys, I know that you're gearing up for Elite next year. I know this. So what are you doing? Leah obviously has changed her mindset, has changed what she's doing to increase the people that she's bringing on, the coaches that she's bringing on. What are you guys doing that has changed, or you're upping your game to set yourself up for Elite next year? What are you doing right now? And I don't just mean the launch. What are you doing within your team? Whatever that looks like, what are you doing there?
Me personally right now, I have girls that are like in and out of Diamond, so that's like obviously very frustrating for me. But I've gotten to the point where I'm like over it, and I'm like, I'm going to build my fiance's account, and I am telling all my girls, like, race me to Diamond, and I hope you beat me. But kind of like I'm going with or without you to show them, so that maybe that'll show them like, oh, I could do this too with like my, like, so that they can start doing things on their own instead of relying on me, because I have that, like, I want to be a leader of leaders mindset, not and a team of teams. Like, I don't want it to just be like, I don't want to be a leader of followers and have everybody like doing exactly what I'm doing, not branching out and finding what works for them, because obviously like what works for me isn't going to work for everyone in my downline. So I'm just trying to like lead by example right now and show them like, let's go. And they're either with me or they're not. And then I have also I did a sneak peek, I think, kind of like Natasha, and who else did it? Natasha, you know who did it with you, but like an internship, and that worked out really well for me. One of those super slow months, I ended up getting, I was only 2 coaches, but it was like the slow month, and I ended up getting 2 new coaches that want to work. So I plan to like do those way more frequently. And as I'm like kind of fine tuning it and realizing like what's working best, I think that'll be good, because the first one was kind of like trial and error, and I still got 2, and it was like the first one that I ever did, and I didn't really like know how I should go about it. So this one, I'm going to go about it way differently. And I'm like loving all of these exchanging of calls, because I feel like I've gained so much information, given so much new information. Like Leah did absolutely awesome. Brittany Kovacs spoke on our call last night. Lauren spoke on one of our calls, and all of my girls are loving getting like new motivation from different coaches. And there was a point to that. Oh, Mickey and I also exchanged calls, but like she went live in my team page, I went live in hers. And the way that she does things is really cool to me with her sneak peeks, and she makes sure that she streamlines everything to her email. And like when she's about to post a video, she'll like blast out an email to everyone, like, I'm doing this right now. Are you guys like in the page? And she'll say to them, once you've watched the video, like, let me know. I'll be working with the people that are most engaging. You know what I mean? Like, she's going to pick the people that are going to like put their effort into the group, basically, like acting like your VIP. If like, I want to work with you, if you're putting your effort into this group, because if you're not like laying those, the ground rules and like letting them know, this is what I expect of you to be in this group. And if you aren't putting in the effort, then I'm not going to choose for you to work with me, you know? Like, it's almost like it's a privilege to be on my team.
Absolutely. For sure. I love that. I love that, that you want to be a leader of leaders. That's amazing. But I did have a question about the internship. What exactly is the purpose of that? Like, what kind of people get the internship spots?
Well, anybody that wants to be in it, it's kind of like a sneak peek, but it's more hands-on and interactive. Like, you're giving them actions to do so that they're knowing coming into it, like, not only, you're not just telling them what a coach does, you're like, okay, so today you're going to do a post like this, And then the next day you're going to thank everyone for liking and commenting on that post, you know, like basically like Leah just said, like a trial of being a coach so that they know what they're getting themselves into before they actually commit to doing it.
So it's a coach internship. It's not a diamond internship.
Yeah, no, coach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Has anybody done a diamond internship with their team? How does that work out? Have you considered that, Kelsey?
Yes, I actually ran one with Kel Barbuti. I don't know. She's not in this, but she's in.
I actually worked with her. I had
yes, I love
her in Seattle. She's so cute. Yeah.
Yeah, she's adorable. So her and I have ran one before. We called it Lit Leadership, and we had like Colleen Curtis and Pat Reelman and Haley Christian. Like we had like a bunch of guest speakers in it. Honestly, it didn't, like all of our girls gained a lot of information from it, but it wasn't as much action as I expected. Like
you needed more implementation.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, some of the girls implemented, but at the end, like we did do cash. Like I think it was only like $10 a head or something, but none of the girls have even won the money yet. And that was months ago.
Okay. So I really wanted to kind of talk about this because moving into the new year, I want to see you guys developing diamonds because really that's where we're all stuck. In all honesty, I've seen you guys all get points and you're up there in the rankings. You guys are in the top of the company. You know, you're all within the top 500, or you were when I invited you to this group. So that's something to really be aware of. And going into 2019 with your team and knowing what you're knowing and knowing your goals is to be a 5-star elite coach. I want to talk about how you're going to develop your diamonds. What is that going to look like? So Leah, you said that you're creating your diamond internship for February. Tell us kind of what that looks like.
So I've kind of like already like looked at, you know, I want to be 5-star by first quarter. So like I can earn that 5-star bonus, and I'm planning a retreat that would go after that. So the retreat's only going to happen if we hit 5-star. So it's actually probably going to be like the middle of January because I want to make it so that they hit it by a certain date. I think it's February 22nd or something like that. I don't know. I have to look at the dates. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to have them like fill out an application. They'll get like weekly calls. It's not going to be really honestly much different than what I've been doing with people now. If they've hit Success Club, a couple months ago, I just changed the parameters on what earns my time with them on mentoring calls. And that's, they have to hit Success Club and then they get a tracker, and every week they have to do their tracker with the exception of brand new coaches. I give them a tracker, but I don't kick them out, so to say. But with the mentoring, you know, if they don't show up to like more than one team call, like one call, like then they're done, they're out. If they don't fill out their tracker, then they're out.
Hey, so I have a question for you, and I'm sorry, like I'm full of questions, you guys, because I definitely want to make sure that we have this down. And if I have the question, you may have it too. You said that they have to fill out an application. So I'm a coach in your team. That's something that has to happen, right? Or I don't get the opportunity to be in the diamond internship, right? What are the questions that you're going to ask in this application?
So I have a WUFU form. Let me grab it.
And then also while you're looking for that, how many people are you going to accept in this internship? How long is it going to be? 30 days?
It's going to be 4 to 6 weeks. I haven't decided yet.
6 weeks.
I got to look at like the timing, you know, because I also know that I'm going to expect to have like a lot of new coaches, 2 in January and February. And so I want the timing to be just right. I feel like anything more than 6 is too long. And anything less than 4 is not enough. So I don't know. I have to just look at the timing. Between 4 and 6, they're going to get weekly one-on-ones. And then I'm thinking that I'll also do like a group, like a mastermind, you know, maybe like twice so that they can come together and maybe collaborate. But they're going to have to fill out their WUFU form and commit to certain things, certain actions. I'm not so concerned about in this internship, the outcome, like they have to hit Success Club, is as long as they have to do the steps, they have to take the actions every day.
Mm-hmm.
Because the people that fill this out, they may be brand new.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah. So what did you find those questions?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. No, you're good. I totally sidetracked you.
All right. Let's see. I'm doing my computer.
And then did you say how many people you're going to accept?
Probably no more than 4. I haven't decided on that yet.
Okay. And I love that they have actions to do. Like they have to actually show action. Do you guys have any questions for Leah or anything that you're going to implement while she's looking for her questions? What are your thoughts on that? Oh, go ahead, Marissa.
Can you hear me? Okay. I'm not sure there's people around me because I'm in a coffee shop. But I was thinking, well, I kind of already talked to a few of my coaches about it, but I was planning on throwing out in January, like kind of a leadership training group. Honestly, kind of what gave me the idea was what we do, like this group, right? Just kind of like having weekly meetups and like really focusing on leadership, because kind of like Kelsey was saying, is I want to raise leaders. And I think that's something that my team really struggles with, is like the confidence to lead or like not knowing how to lead. So just focusing it on leadership. A qualification that I'm having for it is, and also like to learn more about like Premier and Elite. Like that has to be like one of their goals. I'm really kind of looking for people on my team, like my whole downline, who is where I was at this time last year, where like I didn't fully understand Premier or Elite, but I knew I wanted it and like all that kind of stuff. And I'm so thankful for being invited into this group that I want my team to have that same kind of opportunity. So their goal has to be like, they have to have that they want to build this into a real business and learn more about Premier or Elite, or have that like on their vision board for 2019. And then I'm having another qualification. They have to have at least 2 coaches on each side to join. So that's
like that. I really like that you're
Yes.
already having them build their team. They're starting that. And if they have to have 2 people, that makes them an emerald.
Yeah. So they have to have 2 on each side. I'm doing. So it has to be, 2 on each side, because my team, I mean, I get it because I'm like this, but like, it's a lot of talking, a lot of like, I want to do this. I'm going to do this. Like I have these goals and stuff like this. And I've tried so many different kinds of trainings or groups or incentives and stuff, and everybody tells me they're going to do all these things. So I've learned that I need action from my people in order to like really see who's like in it, you know? So I haven't fully planned it out, but it's kind of, my main thing was if it wasn't for my January starting out really well and me like wanting to learn more about Elite or Premier, I wouldn't have had such a huge start, and I wouldn't have been invited to like this group and like met all of you guys and had these opportunities. So I really want to help my team have those same kind of opportunities to be able to do things like this and things like that. So it's kind of just going to be kind of a spin-off from what we all do here. And I'm hoping that, you know, we can just do things like run Emerald in 24-hour calls together, and I can help teach them how to do those things and like trade off responsibilities and, you know, stuff like that.
Oh my gosh. Love, love, love it. Like that just made me so happy because it makes so much sense. 2 people on each side, they have to be Emerald to enter the group. And that just happens. Like if you say, oh, you have to have 2 people on each side, that does not sound hard. Right.
And
like,
with the launch and with like the coach test group and stuff, like, I mean, honestly, it can be really simple.
Totally.
If they want to do it, you know.
Leah
That
wants to
also
know
makes them like a strong Emerald, because, you know, I have for a bunch of our groups, we require that they're Emerald to be in it before, and if they drop Emerald, they are not in it anymore. So they like, you know, strive to stay Emerald, but that 2 on each side will make them at least like pretty solid for the most part, you know.
Yeah, and I'm hoping it can translate too into like, say, you know, somebody else in my downline like is interested in that and wants to be a part of that. They'll step up and do that, which might also help my people get to Diamond, right? Because
exactly
going down into it. So, and also a thought I had too was, I was talking to Whitney because we were like talking it out, and she was like saying how I could. She's crazy. They're going to Disney for Christmas, so she's like all over the place busy. But we were talking about it, and she was saying how, you know, I could open it up to everybody. But the thing is I really wanted to help teach them the different leadership things. And I feel like it has less power if everybody on the team is learning these leadership things, because if my coach goes and does the things we all talked about, it's not going to be as like, you know what I mean? Like they're going to know like, okay, well, you just heard that from Larissa last week. Like, this isn't you. This isn't your leadership, you know?
100% agree, because that's why I created this group. And I know I've told you guys this a billion times, but you operate at a higher level. When I talk to you guys and when you're talking to each other, it sounds completely different than when I'm on another call with other diamonds, ones and twos. It's completely different. And so if you're creating that kind of group for your people, they're going to operate at a higher level, because what you're doing here, and I love the connections that you guys have built with each other, you're surrounding yourself with other leaders. You're getting trainings for your team from other leaders. You're not just like, oh, okay, I'm just going to go to this training. And it's like you're elevating yourself, right? You're like, oh, I see something that I can do that can make me better. I'm doing this and it's good, but I can be better. That's what I love about this group. And that's exactly what you're creating for your team, Larissa, if you're going to do that, because it is an exclusive group, because they're operating at the higher level, surrounding themselves. And they're all like, okay, friendly little competition, but I'm going to do it. This is the level I want to get at. And then I'm going to do it. Okay, Larissa, you said I don't. Yeah, but you need, for the tracker. Okay. So you don't use a tracker for your girls, but you need one.
I tried one time. I had we got this, Rachel Baldwin spoke at our retreat, she did a training for us, and she showed me something that she does kind of off of something that Josh Coates does with the Excel sheet, and everybody can kind of see all their numbers. And I love it. And I tried it and nobody did it, and it frustrated me. So then I have a tendency that when something doesn't work and I get pissed off at all my people who don't do stuff, I just throw it out the window. So I do really like the idea though. So I'm thinking of implementing it again. And then I just need to make sure that I keep up with it. And then hopefully, they follow suit. I'd love to hear everybody else's trackers or what they do. If we can post that in the group or talk about it, I could use all the tracking help I can get.
I can share my tracker if you want. I can't share the actual tracker that Josh gives me because I'm not allowed, but I created my own one. It's pretty much the same. And I customized one for me, and then I made one for my girls that are not running, kind of at a lesser new coach scale. I've always kind of track-ished my work since I've been a coach, but by using this tracker, it holds you accountable every freaking day. You don't see it checked off, you don't do your work, you're slacking. And it also helps you observe where you put your effort into and where you need focus on. And my new coaches that have used it, because most of them don't use it either, but they have access to it. New ones say it makes them fully aware of being more able to manage their time and also observe where they need to put more effort in or where they're slacking. So all my coaches that do use it also say they love it. But I'll share it.
Y'all, you don't need me to talk. You know better. What the heck is that all about? There's dead air. Stop it right now. Hey,
when you were talking, Larissa, it just made me think too that that even if you guys are maybe interested in January or February or doing some kind of masterminding with our coaches, us together with our coaches, I think that would be awesome. Have requirements, maybe it's once a month or every 2 weeks or something like that, where they have access. They have to earn their time into this special mastermind where they have access to not just your own team, but others at a higher level, and they earn that.
They should totally team up and do some sort of, leadership thing for them.
I'm totally in. I will say the only reason I didn't even know Diamond was before I hit Diamond. And the only reason that I can't say the only reason, but I was in a Push to Diamond group, and there was a money pot, and only 2 of us hit it in this group. This was a long time ago, but only 2 of us hit it. And the that leadership from above and just the kind of timeline, deadline, reward, incentive, kind of thing. That's my jam. So I think my team they're like me. So
I got I won $1,600 in one of those groups. Yeah.
shut up. That's amazing.
It was with Keith Callahan, Amy Silverman, Pat Railman, like a bunch of, them. And it was like me and I.
Was that the final pot? Was that the final pot?
Yeah.
I got to 3 and I was like, I was out. Almost.
That's incredible though. You can see how motivating that is for people. You know what I mean? Like,
well, and I always tell my girls with those type of situations, like that's just one more thing that you get to add to your accolades. Like you hit diamond during a diamond push, and like there's not a lot of people that do that, and then that's money on top of money that you gave yourself a raise because you're getting your quarterly bonus, but then you just also like gained another raise because you won money from just doing what you had to do anyways,
Exactly. So what other, you guys, just so you know, I added, I just dropped the link to the Google Doc for my Action Academy. So grab that because once we end the call, it will be gone. I see some people hopping on. So just to let you know about that, this is based off of Josh Coates' tracker. It looks pretty similar. So with this, I also formatted it so that it turns green when you reach like the runner, so there's colors involved. It's kind of like a sticker chart, but our coaches really like that. And Larissa, just so you know, that running this Action Academy is a lot like running it for your team. I have a 10% drop off week over week. 10% of the people drop off every single week. And it's maddening to me.
Yeah, it's super. I would check in with my people and they'd be like, oh no, I just totally forgot about it. Cause this is just exactly like what I did. And I can't say exactly because I haven't fully looked, but like if they got like halfway to the success goal, it turned yellow.
Yeah.
And then when they hit it, it turned green. And like, I think like 2 people maybe did it for like a week. But I will say too, though, that I was consistent with it, but I was like a catch up on a Friday kind of person. So I think I first need to just do it daily and get consistent with it. And then like be that example. So it's kind of a little bit of both. Thank you for sharing this though.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And with this, just so you guys know, we are looking to do Action Academy because there are going to be some changes in January because of Jeff Hill leaving. So there's going to be some reorganization, things like that. I'm actually moving to the 2 to 6 stars. I'm not really sure what the upper limit is going to be, but I want you guys to know that because I want to keep working with you, but I will be kind of limited, with those upper ranks. But with this, if your people drop off, then you know who the runners are. You know who you're going to work with. So it can be really, really helpful. And I love that they share their wins and losses because then you can kind of call them out and be like, oh my gosh, that's great. You did this. And then that very last column, what's your business goal? So yeah, we get kind of squishy with like, what's a win that you had this week, fitness, business, personal, whatever it is, but you're always focused on what is that business goal. So I was going to close out, but I won't because I feel like we still need to talk about this diamond internship thing. What are you going to do to develop more diamonds in the new year? I really want to know what your thoughts are there. Anyone else? Diamond internship. And you didn't even share those questions. Leah, do you have them?
Yes, I have them here.
Okay, let's hear them.
Okay. Okay, so I have to update this because this was from like last quarter. So what are your goals? What are your goals for first quarter 2019 for the rest of the year? Why are these goals important to you? How will this help you, your family? How can this change your life? What is your current rank? What is the average number of time you put into your business weekly now? What is your greatest strengths? What is your biggest fears? What do you feel you need to work on in 2018 to reach your goals? What motivates you? What is your big vision? What do you want for your business to help you accomplish in the next 3 to 5 years? What PD are you listening to? What program are you doing? What else do you want me to know about your goals this year? Are you willing to commit to weekly calls, accountability, putting in the effort to make your goals happening, completing a tracker weekly?
Does anybody need her to repeat anything? No?
What I'm most concerned about and where I feel like I want to really make a shift in this year versus last year is really helping my coaches dream and really helping them set big goals and not undermine, because I think what has made me continue to grow fast and push hard is setting like really big goals for myself and like believing that it's capable, that I can reach those goals, or maybe not thinking that I could reach them, but it's making me work harder. Like at different parts of my business, my growth, like I didn't think I could reach it, but it made me work hard. Now I know I can because I've worked really hard and I've proven that to myself. So it's like, it's maybe like a stepping stone, but I feel like they all play really freaking small. And that's because I haven't helped them dream. Maybe partly because I haven't believed enough in them because they haven't shown it, but it's got to start with me believing in them and helping them dream big. So that's something that I'm going to really work on for myself, with having like calls with these girls, like really getting them to like get into a place of like their heart on what they want, why they want it, dreaming big, and then setting goals and like not being afraid to run for those.
A lot of this comes from self-belief, a lot of it. And I know that we have so much PD that talks about, limiting yourself and self-sabotage, things like that. And that's super, super important to look into, especially when they feel like, and this is kind of a girl thing, kind of a business thing, but you have that scarcity mindset where it's like, okay, now I have to compete with you, and that's not, Larissa, you said something before where it's like, you're making this group of leaders who are helping each other. And Kelsey, I love how you're talking about, let's collaborate. Let's get together and do this together because we can all elevate each other. We're not competing against each other. There's no shortage. Oh, go for it.
Sorry. No, I was just going to say, I think like, especially with like all of us exchanging these team calls and having like different information from all these other coaches, it's all of our girls getting ideas from different sources. So if we were to do some sort of mastermind leadership group together where we're all bringing something different to the table and they're able to learn from all of us instead of just, because sometimes it's like, your girls, like Larissa and I were actually talking about this, your girls won't necessarily always listen to you. Sometimes they need to hear it from someone else because it's like they've gotten so close to you as their leader or their friend or their mentor, whatever it is, where it's not like it's intentional. It's just something else needs to like click in their brain just for hearing it from another leader. Like, so.
I 100% agree, because a lot of times the coaches are like, hey, will you do a team call for me and just say exactly what I say, but in your voice, because they're not listening to me. And it's so true. We see that all the time, especially like even with kids, right? Or husbands, like, wow, honey, glad you thought of that. It was my idea first. But if he hears it from somewhere else, or your kid hears it from somewhere else, they're like, oh yeah, ding. So I totally get that. And I love that the collaboration is happening here, that you're not fighting against each other. Leah, you're so funny. Never, it's okay. I never listen to my boyfriend either. I'm like,
Larissa, now I know what I'm going to talk about on your team call for sure.
Oh my God, please. It is like, drives me up the wall.
it's so bad, right? It's so bad.
Like, so many girls do it though.
They do, and like I don't know, they just like obsess over it. Like one of my coaches yesterday sent me voice messages and she was just like, I follow all these other coaches. I'm like, well, first off, there's your problem. And then she's like, and they just have so many great things to post and their pictures are so good. And I'm just like, and actually, Kelsey, I used your line. She's like, how do they do it? How are they so inspiring? And I used your line where you said, what do you say? Like, if you're not inspired, you can't be inspiring. And I like told them about that. But it drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. And I try to help, but maybe they need to hear it from you, Kelsey. Like, come drop some knowledge.
I'll bring it.
I love it. And that's so funny though, because it's like, if you don't think that your story is amazing, you're totally selling yourself short. Every human is incredible. Like, I don't care if you had the most boring childhood and you had the most boring college experience and that you had the most boring adult life. Everyone is interesting. There's no one that doesn't have some sort of story or some sort of struggle, right? Nobody gets to age 16 without having a heartbreak or a struggle or whatever it is. Like, my heart is my heart. Your heart is your heart, right? We have all been there. So your people are just selling themselves short if they're saying things like that. So any other thoughts on that before I like recap? Okay. So one thing that stuck out to me was somebody said something about getting their coach. Oh, I think it was Leah, your questions on your form. And it was, what program are you doing? Guys, that's super, super important. With your new coaches, make sure they pick a program and stick to it. I've seen coaches that have been in it for like 2 years and they're dabbling in programs. And they're like, I don't know why I can't move my business forward because I'm working out all the time. I do work out every day. I post about it, blah, blah, blah. But she couldn't say, I did 21 Day Fix and lost blah, blah, blah. I did Insanity Max 3 and I, whatever, you know what I mean? So it's super, super important that they pick a program, commit to it, and know what's next. You're going to add something, Kelsey?
I feel like that should totally be in everybody's like coach welcome, no matter what it is. If you have like an email that you send or a video, like I have a video in my team page where I kind of just like show people how to set up their direct deposit, their share card, all of that. But then I also tell them like your job now is you need to pick a program start to finish, because if you're not getting results, you want the business. Like, and you need to complete a program start to finish the way it was designed, because there are people that will just like hop around and then they're like, I'm not getting results. And I'm like, because you're not doing a program the way it's meant to be done.
That, and then I feel like if we have coaches that hop around, then they attract people that hop around. Like I have so many of my coaches who are like, they just won't do a program or they won't follow the eating plan. I'm like, you don't follow the eating plan. Like, you don't follow the eating plan. They're not going to follow the eating plan.
It's so true. Oh, sorry, Kelsey.
No, I just said monkey see, monkey do.
Exactly. So, and then the other aspect to that is what's next, right? We do a program, it's 3 weeks, it's 6 weeks, whatever it is. You have to know what's next, because I've been there, you guys, like even after a race, I'm like, I'm lost now. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't have a plan. I don't, like, you hang out with this trainer for 3 weeks, 3 to 6 weeks, and you're like, okay, you're like my best friend now. And now I don't get to talk to you. I don't get to spend an hour with you or 30 minutes or whatever that is. Like, I'm a lost little puppy out there. So always ask them what's next and carry that over into their business. Okay. Yeah. You hit Emerald. What's next? You hit Diamond. What's next? Okay, we're at the end of the year. What's next? What's in your first quarter? And help them plan that out. Yes, felt lost after 80 days for sure. It's like finishing a series on TV. You're like, but my best friends are gone now. I don't have anybody to hang out with. Like, you get a little depressed. So always having that next thing to look forward to in their fitness and their business is going to help them give direction. Okay. So this is the last call before Christmas. Okay. And I know some of us are in qual. I know some of us have reached our goals. Some of us haven't reached our goals within the year, and that's okay. It's okay where you are. It's absolutely amazing how far you guys have come. I know that you've grown as leaders and you've grown as friends and business partners. It's incredible to see what you've done, but I am going to tough love on you for a second here. Okay. We've been working together for 6 months now. Okay, you're on these calls consistently. You're growing your business. Now I want to see advancements. Okay, and I absolutely understand life happens, and I get that. And I want to know about that. I want to know that you guys are trying and you're going forward, and you're so, so strong as leaders, every single one of you. Even the people that aren't here right now, they're probably kicking butt, working their business. But I want to see your people take action now, because you guys are so freaking passionate about this, and it inspires me every single day. So I want to thank you for how you inspire me, but I also want you to take this to your team, and I want to see you kick so much butt in 2019. You're all going to be elite coaches, and you're all going to look back and be like, yep, it was all due to the Rockstar Group. That's right, because all these girls with me, we all stayed together and we killed it, right? And then, so squishiness aside, before I get emotional, just remember that when you're looking at rank advancements next year for elite, it's a checkbox. Okay. So once you hit 5-star, once you hit 2-star, wherever that is, it's a checkbox. Once you are a paid 5-star, that's all you have to do for that. Get it? It's not something that you have to hold all year long. You'll want to, because you'll want those bonuses, but it's a checkbox. So just think of that. Okay, we're going to get 5 diamonds. We're going to hold it for six weeks. We're going to check it off, and we're going to move forward onto elite. Okay. All right. I'm I'm going to stop recording.